Hello and welcome. So I'm going to take a look at the Times Cryptic, and this is being published on Friday the 22nd of August 2025. So I'm just looking, I've come into the puzzle and I'm going, oh, it's Breadman, and I'm having a bit of a laugh about this because Breadman is one of those setters I would say I generally, I don't want to say fear, but think, oh my god, this is going to be a tough setter. But actually, having looked back in my records, they haven't been too bad this year. One puzzle did take 37 plus minutes. And they're really, they're never normally that fast. I did have one 8-minuter, which I messed up an answer on. Average for the last three puzzles is 11.5 minutes, though, so that's kind of decent. So hoping something like that. I'm not sure. I can never tell whether Friday should be hard or easy or hard, really. Anyway, I'm going to reset the timer and crack on. Peak amount of weight besetting one chap with tankard maybe. Oh, one man. Peak amount of weight peak. One who condemns beer drunk around our country. Run. Is it GB, UK, or Ukraine? Who condemns beer drunk? Is that berater? What's that berater? Can't be beer drunk, though, can it? Enticement to obtain constant riches. I need a C for constant. I think constant C. Riches. Enticement is an urge. Allure. Luca. That woman, is that she or her? Records family type of rug. Family type of rug. Is that a bear skin? It's some kind of skin, isn't it? I'm sure. Records families. Skins? Type of rug. She. Her. Not sure about that. Maybe it's skin. I think it's a skin. Records logs. Okay, some ibuprofen knocked back after boozing here. 3 letters. Is that 3 letters? Yeah. Is that a pub? There it is. I knew I was looking in the wrong place for the hidden word backwards. Companion welcome to join unknown South American revolutionary. Welcome. Companion is a pal. Welcome is hi. Unknown, probably a Y. I think Breadman has a habit of putting the X's, the Y's, Q's and things in here. German agreed. Jar with second agent about. Yep, seen Jasper recently somewhere. Siemens black thick back coat. Tar. Thick black. Siemens. Tar? TA. Where's the R coming from? Not sure about that. Take that out. African pickle engrossing. It's very an African, isn't it? Pickle engrossing. So that's an pickle engrossing European person. Cave Kenyan. Can't think what the K's are all. That'll probably be the way in. Unfit. Sleep briefly. Surrounded by relations. Sleep briefly is to nap. So NA. Relations are, again, they're kin. I'll leave the NA there for a minute. Doctor, angered, very important person. Angered is 7, could be an angle. That. Oh, that's a Grandy. Saw that recently somewhere. Part of body, dance, showing more happiness to Spooner. Okay, Spoonerisms. Ugh. Oxford College, oh no. Keen to embrace British Library. Oriel College. Mostly keen. Oh, maybe it's to embrace British Library. Maybe it's a BL. Keen is eager, isn't it? Can't be. Eager. It needs a 4-letter word if it's going to embrace. I don't know what British Library is. Student revised Keats and Poe. That's 8 letters. Part of English literature syllabus. Part of English literature. Student is an L, I think. Revised Keats and Poe. will be the top cyclist Rick. Top cyclist Rick dismissing current, sorry, in Mexico. Is that RCK? Okay. Well, love characters regularly seen in Enfield. Nil. Yeah, nil for love. Strong drink. That's an up, isn't it? Up. Strong drink curtailed all detective work. Drink is to sup. Curtail though, so let's take the P off, so that doesn't work. I think that's right, Luca Pubbin thing. What goes in there? Lack pup. 6 deliveries is over, good. Arranged under bed, yeah, that's an anagram. Taxed successfully is over something ED, I think, which makes it overburdened. There we go. Okay, that's a bit happier. That O ending at the top though, not so good. Iron withering piece of paper. Scrap, I suppose, scrap. Withering is, piece of paper is scrap. Letter, scrap. That T could be wrong, couldn't it? Let's take the T out. This isn't going very well. Perhaps Titchmarsh in unusually sandy country once. That's Alan, isn't it? Alan Titchmarsh. We'll go there, I suppose. Maybe it goes there. That's probably land, isn't it? So land. Alan in unusually sandy would be Nyasaland, Cyanaland, Snayland. Got the D. Perhaps Titchmarsh country once. Maybe that is bare skins then, because it's families. Never heard of whatever that is, if it is Cyanaland or something. Let's put kins there. Gonna leave that like that for now, because I'm not sure I've got the right letters. Yeah, Alan's definitely looking right there. Herd inheritor, Irishman. Herd inheritor, so that's an heir. Returning long distance. Air mail. Irishman returning. Liam, yeah. There we go. Question and answer. So there's my Q from the middle bit. Yep, so that's probably an X, isn't it, from Mexico. Q, primarily giving good advice for extinct creature. Question and answer. Question is QU. Is it a quag? Oh, it's a quagger. Is that really a thing? Advice, good, giving good advice, I think, is how that works out. Vaguely heard of that word. Duck and fish in centre of mere. Centre of mere is an E. Ida. Yeah, fish is an Ida. Sorry. Okay, well, that's a little bit happy, isn't it? I've got another down to look at, which is 21. Group of workers book unwieldy boat. Group of workers are TU tub. Okay, what's this? A bladder? Yeah, some kind of bladder, isn't it? Dance. Ball. More unhappiest. Gall bladder. Ball gladder. Yes, gall bladder then. Okay, that wasn't too bad with the crosses. What is that? NAT. Oh, okay, I put an A there. Unfit is sleep briefly, surrounded by relations. Relations are blood, kin, clan. Oh, that's an R. I said tar, didn't I? You'd think it's an ing word. Scrap, withering, yeah, especially as an ing word. Maybe slightly briefly something else. It's not nap. Inapt, IPT. Oh yeah, it's inapt. Okay, so it's literally sleep briefly as a nap, with it being relations being the older. You're doing it. Companion, welcome to join. Companion is a pal. Yeah, my list of possibilities isn't great. African pickle, excuse me. Engrossing European person. No, gosh. African pickle. We've got an E for European, good. Person. I think that must be a tar, really, but I don't quite understand why. Oh, it's just a double definition. I was trying to do something more interesting there. Scrap. Withering is. Piece of paper is writing. Oh, I don't know. That woman records families type of thing. So look at this top one then. What's this again? Peak amount of weight besetting one chap with 10 card maybe. Wow. One who condemns beer drunk around our country. One who condemns is a. We're getting to see our country run. Our country run is UKR, didn't I said? Where's that going to go? If that's UKR, which I think it is, or is it an R on the end? One who condemns beer is ale. It doesn't have to be scrap there, but I think probably a piece of paper is scrap. Scrap something. Iron is scrap. The anagram of Keats Poe with an L, I think, needs to be looked at. I don't know if it can be unravelled, but speak. Soul. I don't really want to lose speak. Is this Mexico top cyclist? Rick currently dismissing current in Mexico. That's why I put the X. Well, I put the X there because of the J, Q, and Z. I think that's a Y there. Could be a Z, I suppose. But that's Breadman's habit is to use those letters in the middle. I think that's. I'm not going to put it yet, but I think that's Sayana land. But it's not something I've heard of, so not convinced. Strong drink curtailed. So maybe it's a strong drink curtailed. All detective work. I cannot think of a word that looks like that. Has that construction of 7 letters. C, P, something P. I mean, it can only be PIP, PI. I keep wanting to put up because of sup. Jasper's right. German Yar with second agent rep. Pub is backwards. Luca, I think, is enticement is a lure. With a C for riches is Luca. This, I've got no idea. Peak, I assume this is like a crescendo. Crescendo doesn't fit. Is it crescendo? Let's see. Crescendo. Amount of weight besetting one chap. Oh. What's one chap? One man, one man. Oh, can't even type. Mexico. Top cyclist Rick Matrix. Again, I'm guessing the X is there. I don't know that for certain. In fact, the only one I actually know is the J and maybe the Q for probable, and the fact that Breadman does this a lot. Eddie Merckx was a top cyclist. Any mercs? I don't know how you spell yeah, it's mercs, isn't it? Mercs? That's a K, isn't it, in mercs? Nyasaland. Okay, let's go there. Nyasaland. I think that's Nyasaland. I have vaguely heard that. Mercs, I don't see how you get to that. Current is Mex. Ah, Rick, RCK in Mexico. Okay, fair enough. My word, dug that out. Yeah, so one who can bends is a criticizer or something, I think. Beer drunk around. I thought it was going to be an anagram of beer. Around our country, run. I think the R is run on the end. Beer is it scrap? Maybe that's not scrap. Maybe I've sent myself down the wrong road there. I really want that to be writing, but that doesn't fit in any way, shape or form. Scrap. Type of rug is a sheepskin rug, isn't it? She. Eeps. Where does that eeps come? EPs. Okay. This one's got rid of my P from Po. Good. That's good then. Paste. Post. English literature syllabus. Is this going to be the name of someone who's part of the English? Is this another poet or something? Or writer? Shakespeare. Poets. Yeah, it could be poets actually, couldn't it? Which would be poets. And lake poets. Yeah, okay, they are. Lake poets. Poe was too easy, really, wasn't it? What this is, African pickle, is Sudanese. That's probably knees, isn't it? Engrossing European. Is that quagga? I think that's a quagga. QU for question, A for answer, and then giving good advice. I think that's a quagga. So I think that's Nyasaland there, which is, I think that's Nyasaland. Not entirely sure. The double A won't go. I really want to put Sudanese there, but that isn't going to work. If I go around Africa, because I think it's going to be the name of a. See if we can just trigger it first. South in pickle. What's this pickle? I don't know what pickle is that. Or is it a European person? In which case a European person would be a... Just go through this square. Square. Gosh. Okay, what's this? Is that any Y? I see there a Z or a Y, isn't it? Suarez, is it? Companion. Welcome to join unknown. What's that? Pal. Mate. To join unknown. South American revolutionaries are not good on what this is. If it isn't iron, iron could be FE. Fair. Don't like that. What's this? Got a KR and a KR. Okay, that's me UK then. Beer. Rebuker. Okay, rebuker. There it is. Pretty much it. Cross. Iron. Crease. Press. Press. Piece of paper withering. Press what? There's my British Library. Is that Oriole? And if it is, to embrace. Mostly keen. Oriole. That's Kilimanjaro, isn't it? Kiliman, J-A-R-O. Kilimanjaro. Let's work out the... So peak amount of weight is a kilo with one man, and then jar being a tankard, maybe. Yeah, okay, I'll go with that. What's this? Something. I do not know what this is. Alcopop, that is. Just looking at the... no idea why. Strong drink is an alcopop. Contained all is al. Cop. Op. Okay, I'll go with that. I've got at least 3 then. Well, 20 minutes, not too bad is it to get to this point, but... press. Piece of paper. Press what? Cutting, that is. Press cutting would be withering, yeah, okay. Which means this. Welcome to... Who is that? Is that a Z or a Y? Chavez. I think that's Chavez. Why is that Chavez? Shay. Welcome, join. Companion is CH. Companion of Arve is welcome. Yep, fair enough. Which just leave this one. Oh, I've got that one up there. Oxford College. Mostly keen. Keeble. I don't think British Library is BL. Mostly keen. K-E-E. Keeble College. I've vaguely heard something like that, but which leaves this one, which really looks like it wants to be Sudanese, but doesn't fit. African pickle. I don't know what pickle is. So assuming everything else is correctly spelt, and it does seem like it's super over bird end. Poets, quagga. I think quagga's right. I think quagga. I think extinct creature. I think I saw quaggas in Australia on Rottnest Island, but that can't be right because that's just under 30 years ago. They can't. You know, they would have, if they were protected, they would have protected them, wouldn't they? Engrossing European person. So what's European person? Amen. Knees. African pickle. Is it actually the name of African pickle, or is it sauerkraut? So we've got in Africa. We've got Algeria, Morocco, Libya, Tunisia. We've got down the south coast. We've got Senegalese. Senegalese, no, Senegalese. Doesn't work. Senegal, we've got Ghana, we've got Cameroon, we've got... So yeah, Senegal's on the west coast, next to the Gambia. The Guineas, we've got Sierra Leone. It doesn't work. So the question is, have I got this? Q, U and A seems reasonable. Because even if it was Sudanese, that doesn't fit. So unless it's African. Up in the north we've got Egypt, Sudan, South Sudan, South Sudan, I don't know what you call South Sudanese. We've got Somalia, Somalians, Ethiopians, Djiboutis, Eritreans, Kenyans, Ugandans, Rwandans, Burundis, Zimbabwe, South Africa, South. I don't really know what the word player wants to do, to be honest. Engrossing European person. What does person mean? Is that just an anagram of person? In which case, am I looking for somewhere in Europe? Swiss. Lux. Sluxen. Sluxer. Yeah, South Africa, Namibia, Angola, Botswana, Eswatini, Tanzania, Mozambique. You got the car, the DRC, Equatorial Guinea, Gabon, Cameroon, Nigeria, Niger, Benin, Togo, Ghana, Sierra Leone, Liberia. I don't know. I don't want. Yeah. Pickle makes me think there's an anagram there, but I think it's probably the name of a pickle. I'm not good on pickles. Yeah. One thing I absolutely detest is pickles, so I have no interest in knowing about them really. Engrossing E for European. Sauerkraut. Sauerkraut doesn't fit. Saharan, Chad, Mali, Burkina Faso. I'm not really making much ground here. I don't think I'm going to make much ground either. Sudeten, not Sudetenland, that's something to do with Germany in World War II, I think. Head of World War II. Okay, so I don't think Z or X goes in there. C, B, B, N, M. You've also got, you've got some of the countries off. You've got what's his name? You've got Madagascar, Comoros, Swahilis. I mean, Nyasaland is hard enough in itself, so it's kind of a bit of an African theme there, assuming Nyasaland. I don't know where Nyasaland is, but Kilimanjaro, Nyasaland, Chavez, and this one. Hard to know what to put between all these vowels. I would think that was a knees, but then what are you going to put? Let's take out the A there for a minute. Let's put the A back and put the Q there for a second. Sudanese, African pickle, engrossing European, Swednese, European person, just trying to say, put Sudanese around something really. Swednese? Swede. What about Swede? Is a Swede going there somewhere? Not really, because I've just been using the D, haven't I? Could be Swede, I suppose. But engrossing suggests the European person needs to go in there. Pickle doesn't actually have to be a type of problem, does it? It can be like a problem in pickle. I'm in a pickle. I don't think that would be Swede. Right, I'm going to pause the video while I think to myself for a while, which probably won't feel long. Well, I've hit the 40-minute mark and I'm really no any close to this one. I have been wondering if a pickle is a source and try and source in some of these letters, because that would kind of So source, Salka. But what a European person is, I don't know if I'm meant to be thinking of a specific European. I might be actually. Well, I had Swede before, didn't I? But source will get there. Yeah, let's have a quick think through the country. I mean, there's so many countries in Europe, right? I can't think. Saul. Pole isn't right. German, French, Spanish, Portuguese, Italian, Croat, Czech, Slovak. There's not many short names really beyond Pole, Swede, Finn, Norwegian's long, Dane. Dane, Saudanachi. I reckon that's probably as good as I can get. His source going around Dane, I think. Let's go with that. Saudanachi. No. Don't know. Let's have a look, see what it is. Not too far. Okay, looks like my Sudanese is probably... I would think that's probably... It's Soudanese, S-O-U. Okay. Just a word I've never come across and I don't even know what's... I assume the Dane, Souse. Okay, that's my problem. Right, let's have a look at one across. Let's go through the clues. Okay, so a peak... Yeah, Kilimanjaro is a peak in Africa. Amount of weight is a kilo, so K-I-L-O. Besetting one chap is I man, one for I, man is a chap, and a tankard maybe could be a jar. One who condemns is a rebuker. That's the definition. Beer is drunk around, so we've got an anagram of beer, R-E-B, and then E, going around our country, which is the UK, and R for run on the end. Enticement is a lure, obtaining the C for constant, mathematical constant C. Think of E. E equals mc squared. That's the speed of light squared, isn't it? Constant. And the riches are lucre. That woman is she. Records are EPs, extended plays. Don't know if you still get those. And family is kin, which gives you a sheepskin rug. Some is your classic hidden word that indicates that pub is a hidden word backwards in ibuprofen. Knocked back is indicating it's backwards. Knocked back is indicating it's hidden backwards. Some is the hidden word indicator. Knocked back is saying it's backwards. And you boots at the pub. The companion is CH for companion of honour, which is an award people can get. Welcome is Ave, which is the old Roman welcome. And joining the unknown, which is Z. So unknowns are X, Y, and Z. And South American revolutionary, I guess, is Hugo Chavez. German is agreed in German is Jahr. S for second, and an agent about is a rep going backwards, which gives you Jasper, which is the gemstone. Got a double definition here of a seaman is a tar and a thick black coat is a tar. Right, African is Sudanese, someone from Sudan or South Sudan maybe, I'm not sure. Pickle is a souse, S-O-U, you souse something to pickle it, I guess. Engrossing the European person is a Dane. Unfit is inapt. To sleep briefly, is to nap. Surrounded by relations, so in this case, you're doing it. You're having relations with someone. To doctor, angered is an anagram of grandee. Doctored is your anagram. Doctor is your anagram indicator, and a grandee is a very important person. The gallbladder is part of the body. And spoonerisms are when you swap the first sound of each word. So gallbladder becomes ball gladder. So dance is a ball, and more happiness is gladder. So that's the across clues. On the downs, we've got the Oxford College that I've vaguely heard of, Keble. I would spell with double E, if anything. So mostly keen is literally K-E-E, embracing BL for British Library. Student is an L, and then we've got an anagram of Keats and Poe, which gives you late poets, which could be part of the English literature syllabus. We've got Eddie Merckx, who was the top cyclist in the 1970s, I think it was. Rick, dismissing current, so I is current, take the I out of Rick, gives you the RCK that goes in the middle of MEX for Mexico. Love is nil, as in no score. Characters regularly seen in, take the second, fourth and sixth letters of Enfield. A strong drink is an alcopop. Curtailed all is al. A detective is a cop, and work is an op. 6 deliveries make up an over in cricket. Arranged under bed, so the rest of that clue is an anagram of under bed, or the rest of the answer. Arranged is your anagram indicator, and taxed excessively could be overburdened. Whether you take that as tax being money you pay, or whether you think just working too hard, you're overburdened. Iron is to you press something, you iron it. Withering is cutting, and a piece of paper is a press cutting. We've got Alan Titchmarsh, the BBC TV presenter. I think he was on Breakfast Time when I first watched him, and then he got his Garden as Well kind of programmes. Alan Titchmarsh, Alan going into an anagram of Sandy, so NYAS, and D for Sandy, unusually is your anagram, and Iceland is a country once. I don't know where that country is. Herd inheritor, so an inheritor is an heir, so that would be spelled H-E-I-R, so we've got a sound like of air, as indicated by herd. Irishman is Liam, returning, so gives us mail coming forwards, which gives you a long distance communication of an airmail. Question is QU, A for answer, and then the primary letters of giving good advice are the GGA, which give you the extinct creature, which is a quagga. Not sure what that is. Eider is a type of duck. Gives you eider down for your duvets. Fish is an Ide, I-D-E, in the centre of mere. So the centre of mere is ER. And finally, a group of workers is a trade union, a TU. B for book gives you a tub, which is an unwieldy boat. So there we go. Failure in 40 odd minutes, but really half of that was just spent trying to work out what to do with Sudanese, which I couldn't do. So there we go. Thanks for watching.